Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're well, hope you enjoyed the weekend, and obviously we're enjoying our Monday. We've got some good news, we've got some potential bad news, and we've got some annoying news. So I've got a bit of a mixture today, all right? I'm not going to try and ruin anyone's Monday. I know obviously you're at work, you might think that's ruining day enough as it is. I'm going to try not to ruin much, but one of these stories did definitely annoy me. But we're going to jump in with the good news first and foremost, okay? So I know the thumbnail isn't going to be about this guy, but I'm just going to get some good news in first. Let's set the video up strong, set it up in a healthy manner. We talked obviously last week that Manor Solomon was supposed to have his medical on the Thursday. It's actually today. Just a few days delay, not the end of the world. It really isn't. He's at the complex today, because he's going to be arriving in London a little bit later. Contract will be signed in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'd assume, really. Tuesday, Wednesday, you should get some videos on the social media, some pictures and what have you. So, yeah, that one's not about will it get done or not. It's just about really the medical now. So that is definitely going to be done. It's a bit of good news. It's a third person in. And it does seem like we're going from person to person, which is going to lead me into my second story in a second. But again, it's nice that we've got some good news to start the week, that a player should be in, signed, sealed and delivered, hopefully in training by the middle of the week as well, which it does seem like a lot of the players are going to be back in the middle of this week. We look at Harry Kane's back either tomorrow, potentially Wednesday, same with other internationals as well. So a little bit of good news there. I'll be reacting a little bit to Postecoglou's press conference that he's giving right this second, because for me, it's not long after 1 o'clock. We'll react it into another video, talk about what he says. There's some interesting things I've kind of already spotted my phone blowing up with. Moving into a little bit of potential bad news, depending on what you think about this. It is the man on the thumbnail with me, Harry Kane. I just spoke about him. So Harry Kane, last night, it was subject to the second bid from Bayern Munich. And there's conflicting reports about how much it really truly was, anywhere between 70 to 80 million euros. Fabrizio Romano has said, and this, I'm not going to go through all the aggregator accounts, but I'm just going to go through the main guy. And he says, Spurs have no intention of accepting a 80 million euro bid, fixed fee for Harry Kane from Bayern Munich. Now, we know that Kane's representatives, potentially Kane himself, have been, I wouldn't say behind Daniel Levy's back, speaking to Bayern Munich or having meetings, but it definitely has happened. You know, the contact from Tuchel and Kane, that it has definitely been there. And obviously we know that has infuriated Daniel Levy. So if the value that we would have accepted, maybe £90 million, it's definitely not going to be that anymore. It's going to be way above that, just purely out of spite for Bayern Munich's kind of behind the back tactics. It's not uncommon for a team to speak to a player to just gauge their interest, kind of just say, look, if we were to go for you and get a bid accepted, would you come to us? Are we going to be wasting our time that if we do get a bid accepted and you reject it? That's not uncommon. What's potentially a little bit more uncommon is the sheer amount of meetings that they've had together. Let's say you might have a couple of contacts. Contract's probably going to look like this. You're happy with that to a degree? Yeah, we're quite happy. We're pretty much there. Maybe a couple of tweaks here and there, but nothing that's going to break the deal. They go, right, well then let's go and speak to your club now. Let's see what we can get sorted with them. Well, it looks like it was like, here's the contract. This is how we're going to use you. This is the tactics of our summer this summer. We want to do this, this and this with you. And building actually a relationship, which, like I said, it's a little bit uncommon. I won't lie. I know teams speak to each other. Teams speak to players and players speak to teams, agents and what have you. But it's the sheer amount of times they've spoken, which is a little bit uncommon. But ironically, it's going to work a little bit against them, because if they do want Harry, it's going to cost an arm and a leg. I really don't see him moving to Bayern Munich. There is no real team that would want him now. I think anyone that might say Real Madrid maybe aren't too aware of the Mbappe situation, how in reality Real Madrid are actually trying to save up some money to go and get Mbappe. Obviously, I know PSG are trying to sell him this summer. Real Madrid don't want to do that. They want to get him next summer so they can get him for absolutely nothing. I don't know, but they definitely are sort of trying to count their money towards that. So that would have been the other suggestion. Man United is going to cost the similar sort of money to Bayern Munich, and that's not Man United's fault in terms of how they've acted around Harry Kane. It's just purely you're an English side. And if an English side wants our star player, well, we're going to sell him higher than we would abroad. Had Bayern Munich not done what they've done, they probably would have got him at a decent enough price. Because they've done what they've done, they've wound up Daniel Levy, the price just went up to basically where it would cost Man United. So quite expensive. So I really don't see it happening personally, but he definitely has a meeting this week with Ange Postecoglou. Like I said, he's back Tuesday, Wednesday, and they definitely have the meeting really to just try and get to know each other, see what the situation is. Postecoglou kind of tell him, look, this is what I'm going to be doing at the club. This is what I want from you. This is what I want to build around you, X, Y, and Z. So we'll have to see how that really comes around. We probably know a little bit more maybe Wednesday, Thursday in terms of how that meeting went, what came from that meeting and what have you. And the last one, this is more the infuriating one. So we talked about the whole centre-back situation, how Tapsoba's number one target. No, it's Mickey van der Ven. No, it's Tapsoba. No, it's Mickey van der Ven. No, it's me. No, it's your dog. No, it's the hamster down the road. Whatever it might be. It's a lot of flipping and flapping, and it could be spin from agents, it could be spin from clubs, it could be spin from Spurs himself. So this came from Fabrizio Romano, and he said Tottenham is still considering Edmund Tapsoba as the top target, but no official bid yet. While talks will continue for both Tapsoba and Van der Ven this week, final decision on the new centre-back will depend also on asking price negotiations with Leverkusen and Wolfsburg. So we've been speaking to both of these clubs for around about 2 weeks. I think I first reported it a couple of weeks ago. We've already agreed contracts. They said that contracts aren't an issue with either player, right? It'll be about fees. Well, surely we know what the fees are. Surely we have an idea. Because if we have an idea and they go, look, Tapsoba's going to be 45 million and Mickey van der Ven's going to be 30, you then sit there for a couple of days maybe and kind of go, look, well, what do we fancy? What player do you think suits us best? Look at our data analytics that apparently we're so heavily using at the moment, which I don't think we are personally. But let's say they go, look at this board. Right, We've got player A, player B. Look at these stats. Look at this stat. Do you know what player A is better? Well, then that's Tapsoba. Okay, then let's go and get Tapsoba. Don't scrimp and save on these players. We make enough money. FFP aren't an issue. We're going to be selling a lot of players. Let's build a team that Postecoglou wants. Don't build a team that you think he can work with. Don't do that. Don't sell him short. Buy what he wants. And I'm not sitting there saying he wants prime players like going to cost hundreds of millions. He just wants certain players that are going to fit his system. And if you're buying players to fit maybe his system, but to fit your budget, then that's not helping him. That's setting him up for failure. So I'm annoyed a little bit that deal hasn't really progressed. We haven't got any sort of idea about any bids or anything like that. If there's been no bid for Leverkusen's Tapsoba yet, pre-season training started. The internationals are back in the next couple of days. Where's the progression in this deal? We have a Van der Ven progression, but we don't have a Tapsoba progression. Well, we've wanted them the same amount of time. Why is that deal not progressed? You see what I mean? So it's a little bit annoying for me. I know there's been plenty of comments from other people that it's annoying them as well. We should be able to work with some form of speed on this side. If it's been a couple of weeks, I'm not saying the deal has to be done within 24 hours when we first get a notice that we're interested in them. But some progression within 2 weeks, other than having a deal contract-wise agreed, because we can afford to pay these players more than their own clubs at the moment. And that's no offence to those clubs at the moment. We're a top 10 richest club in the world in terms of what we make in regards to revenue. So contracts aren't an issue in that regard. We should be looking at sort of kind of just getting this deal. This week, I would hope this deal progresses a little bit. Between either one of them, it should progress. Will it? Remains to be seen. We'll see. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section about the Harry Kane situation. Do you want him to go to Bayern now? Do you want him to stay? What do you think is going to happen with the centre-back situation? Are you happy about the Solomon deal? Whatever it might be between the three of those. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, lads.